This is going to be a God Roll weapon review of GUNBURN, a kinetic 900 RPM SMG from Festival Lost. The God Roll for it for traits are Bewildering Burst for disorienting blasts and Kinetic Tremors for single target damage, Transcendence Energy and Super Energy. Search Party is not recommended as an origin trait. Vice-Stinger is though. Vice-Stinger is great and always put Temporal Blast in it. I am not accounting for barrels and mags because, well, crafting doesn't exist in the game as I would hope, and you have to roll with the dice. The 1 in million roll or whatever to get the right mag and the right barrel with the right traits. I just roll with the dice in 2025 because I'm so over that. That's exactly why I wanted crafting, because I could go to a glaive, I could go to the glaive crafting table and say, hang on a minute, can I have smoothbore on please today? And then when Friday rolls around, I can be fabulous and run rifle barrel, right? Oh, look at that, rifle barrel on for a Friday. And we can do such things like this. But because yous lot want random rolls and that's all yous want, I just roll with the dice. I don't care what barrels and mags that I get, because it wouldn't stop me from soloing anything, would it? It's just that it's an icing on top. We roll with what we roll with. I roll with tac mag. The game's giving me tac mag with this trait combination, and I'm not bothered. I just go with that. I'm not bothered. I'm not refarming it up. No, I might get it in a few weeks. I don't know. Bewildering Burst offers a blinding blast for every ad kill that you do. Kinetic Tremors offers so much. It's the best primary trait in the game, in my opinion, on legendary weapons. Ancillary Ordnance needs a buff. It's just not good enough. I've told you, there's no more context to it. It's just not good enough. Kinetic Tremors is the way to go. So we're pairing that with a kinetic build with a 2-piece, 4-piece tech sec with chromatic fire to add weakening. You can add scorch if you want. That's second best, but the best verb is weakening. In order to do that, you need Void Super. So the build is Nova Bomb, Phoenix Dive, Arcane Needle, Cold Snap. Aspects of Feed the Void, Bleak Watcher. Fragments are Facet of Ruin, Dominance, Dawn, and Protection. Now, a lot of you Chromatic Fire loyalists want to add Facet of Saltitude. I can hear it. Why won't you add Sever to it? And I don't want to, because it's unnecessary. Because if we do that, we've got to take off Facet of Protection. Because you can't take off Dawn, and you can't take off Dominance. Now, I'm not going to tell you why I'm not taking it off. You should know it. And if you don't know it, tell me why you don't know about it. He's got a Stasis Nade on. This is Void and Arc. Why has he got Dominance on? You work it out. I'm going to give you 5 seconds. Did you get it? Did you get it? And I'll be great at it, like a quiz. I could be a host. Ding ding, we have a winner, Johnny. It was Freezing Singularity. That was why. There you go. Now, we had Devour Bleak Watcher, and we could do different things. I'm just going to explain to you why I didn't. I went with Overshield instead because I don't want to run this, because if I run this, I can run Hellion. Hellion robs kills. I don't want to add Hellion to this because I want to just use it without Hellion, because Hellion's going to rob all the kills. So that's why I just went with Overshield instead. Do you understand it? We can save an aspect with that. But instead, for this run, I want to focus on the SMG as much as possible. I want to showcase this SMG off as much as possible to you. So, Chromatic Fire with Weakening Effect. Here's the armor mods. There'll be a dim link. 2-piece, 4-piece tech sec. The mask was used as a 4th piece because you can transmog it. Other weapons, Quiet of One and Subversion with autoloading, holster and chill clip with DOT bolts. Talk about it in the run. And that's literally all there is to it. We have showcased a quick -30 solo test. It's literally just to get a test out there. That's it. It's just to show you gameplay of GUNBURN, and you can say, oh hey, I need to farm this. It's no more than what I've just said. There's no more context to it than that. So here's the card. Yeah, let your hair down. Heavyweight was on. Heavyweight was on, but we're testing the gun. We're testing GUNBURN. Extinction Revives is on, so we do need a solo flawless, in fact. But it's more to get some gameplay footage up there. That is it. Now, there's been some shots fired at me recently, calling me uncle and stuff. Listen, I want to tell you one damn thing. I've started back up on my creatine monohydrate. So I'm going to be a bit of a rattlesnake in comments for this next 7 days. So be extremely careful calling me uncle, you 21-year-olds. Listen, an average age of an uncle is around about 48, and that's not me. So just be careful, what you're saying to me. You set me off this week. That's the build, that's the video. Okay, so on with the solo run with the Gunburn. Let's see how it performs with chromatic fire, with the weakening and the blind, and so on and so forth. For the purpose of the video, I'm just going to skip these initial ads because I don't want to keep you here all day, but I will kill this overload because of old values that we hold from the old Vanguard tribal system on Grandmasters and Platinum rewards. So we'll still kill that overload for you. I'll do that for you, but then we'll skip because we want to showcase this weapon as much as possible, and I don't want this video to be too long. The way I package videos now has actually changed a lot since before Edge of Fate. We have to do things a little bit different now because we've got no weekly Grandmasters. No weekly Grandmasters. It complicates things, but we can work around it for now at least. But weekly Grandmasters need to return, or weekly Conquests need to come into the game at some point. Look at this. So turret goes in, and we're going to blind. We're going to get a kill reload. Get a kill reload every time to offer that blind and burst. Right? Now we get this overload weak, and then we whip out the combat bow. Yes, heavyweight's on. Don't worry about that. We're just having a little fun. Let your hair down, Destiny 2 players. Even you bald D2 players. You need to let your hair down. You know, it's even use lot. We're testing the weapon. We're testing SMG. Right? That's what we're looking at. So we get first straight away with that Solar Wizard. Tech Sec. Blast proc straight away. Very good for overshields. That's why I picked this Conquest. This GM. Because a lot of overshields in this, right? Now, I could have done Luminality as well, but like I say, we haven't got all day. I have soloed Luminality. Before you say, I actually have soloed Luminality. There's footage of me showing you that I've actually done that this season, right? But there's a lot of shields in that one as well. But I'm just explaining to you, we need to get a video out now. We need to do it now. We haven't got time to wait. People want to know stuff. So look, we get a debuff there with Chromatic Fire. That adds to the bow damage, right? Because we got a kill next to a champ. It then had a weakening blast to that champ and weakened him for more damage. And we pick up the bow shot. Get a turret in middle, and we need to get rid of these snipers. That's what Quire's on for. Quire complements this SMG very well, and it does, because it's more long range, right? Where the SMG suffers at long range, well, this Quire doesn't, right? I get a Transcendence pop here. There we go, we're getting the weakening with the famous Faceted Dominance after the Scald I just give you, Warlocks. See, now you're understanding, right? It's like, oh, well, does this debuff stack with that debuff? Well, no, it doesn't, no, but that doesn't matter, you're getting more debuff. More, always think about more. See, what I think in Destiny 2, what they need, and we need it, like, soon, the next, I don't know, not after Renegades, I guess, the next expansion after Renegades, we need a buff and debuff page for your character. And you go on that page and it tells you what your buffs and debuffs are in numbers and percentages. Because we really are at that point now where there's a hell of a lot of new players that don't know anything about anything. They don't though, and because they're not studying the game like we do. I get weak here, but they're all frozen, that's fine. They're not studying the game like we do. It's like, well, what debuff is Tractor Cannon? Oh, it's a 30% debuff. Right, well, why does it not tell us that then? Do you understand? Do you remember Division 1, everybody? You had your stat page up and it told you your DPS numbers. Do you remember it? Come on, you remember that. Destiny 2 needs a page like that, but on a separate, you go roster and you go your right trigger over and you got your buffs and your debuffs and it tells you everything about your build, what it does. Build-wise, number-wise. And I'm talking, you know, how much is a surge? Have you got a surge on your boots? How many surges you got? You got 3 surges on or 2? Right? And so on and so forth. So look at what this. The SMG is doing a good job here to just CQC. It definitely is. Look at the blinds. Blinding all those explosives. I know they're slowed, but that's nice. Getting the slow with the blind. To then weaken. To then debuff them all. That's kind of like a miniature tractor cannon from range. It's not the same amount of damage, debuff. Tractor cannon 30%. Standard weakening's 15. Yeah, but that's still nice. Look at what we're doing here. We're controlling the entire room. It's a good example of it. Sniper up at back. Use quiet to quickly take him out because the SMG would have suffered. But bear in mind, Kinetic Tremors has no range drop off. This is why Kinetic Tremors is so incredibly strong. So even with an SMG at 50-60 meters, if you can proc Kinetic Tremors, you're still getting the damage. Kinetic Tremors is no range drop off. Kind of like explosive payload in a sense. Look at that. We melt that barrier with our Nova there. I've got Transcendence popped as well still. That's phase 1 dealt with. I'm trying to play quite up close with this build for sure. Overshields, Tech Sec. Let's use the Tech Sec burst. Boom. See the burst. See the blind. Doubling up on the blind. We've still got that Transcendence nade there doing work for us. Get a turret up, a stasis turret. Then whip out the SMG. I'm trying to use the SMG more than any other weapon in this run, if you haven't noticed. I'm trying to really do it. Now, I haven't done much Festival of Lost mechanics in this. I did pick up a few hats. The hat mechanic is a 130% damage bonus at max stacks at 13 stacks. It stacks to 13, but you can pick up 62 hats if you want. Just so that you know about that. I made a video about it yesterday, but I'm explaining it. But look, yeah, with the captains and the explosion, you can play in the face of the ads. The more ad dense an activity is, the better that this weapon will perform for you. If ads are very spread out, the weapon won't have much power for you. And if it's a long range GM, I'm trying to think of a long range GM for you. Psyops Cosmodrome, not Psyops Cosmodrome, Psyops Moon. It's very CQC at the start, but midway it's very long range and stuff. I'm just explaining to you that long range GM style stuff, the SMG is no good for it. You'd rather use Force Moralizer, because that's the long range form of the SMG. Which in actual fact, now that we've got Gunburn, because people knew we was getting Gunburn before we got it, and people were saying, Gunburn's going to be way better than Force Moralizer, and that's not true at all. You'll be surprised how damn strong Force Moralizer is. It holds up. Now, with this gun in particular, Gunburn, is it stronger than Multimac? Because I've only just thought of that now. Is it? And I think it holds up, you know. The next day one dungeon that we have, I can see people using this weapon. If you don't know, with Sundred Doctrine, the overwhelmingly most used primary in Sundred Doctrine was Multimac. Do you remember it? Or have you forgotten about that one? Multimac meta in Sundred Doctrine. The next dungeon we get, I can definitely see people using Gunburn in it. That's how strong it is. It's strong in a different way. The blind. Back-to-back blinds. It's blind and nades. If you remember the blind and nade meta, then you should know then. It's based in a primary now. It's incredible. This is a big deal, this. The next day one dungeon style thing we get, that's when we'll find out if people start actually using this weapon in a competitive sense. I missed my bow here. That's fine. I can pick it back up. Look at that. I can pick it back up. Now watch this with the DOT. I've got DOT combat bow. Watch. Look. Do you see it? The DOT took down the shield. That's crazy. So yeah, more testing needs to be done with this bow, but yeah, it is crazy. It is crazy with the DOT. It is. So use a bit of quiet here. This is where the SMG is going to suffer a little bit. It's going to suffer in this outside section because all the ads are 50, 60 meters away at times, right? So it's going to suffer there where the scout would perform a bit better on this one, on this area. But we've got quiet to back it up, of course. Now I'm going to get rid of the tank first because I want to speed up this entire run. Yeah, I don't want the video to be too long. And the video is 24 minutes, which isn't bad because it's a complete package video. I think people are underplaying that. I'm doing videos completely different to everybody else, which is completely fine because I am my own person. And some other content creator will do a video different to me as well. And that's good. That's a good thing. That incentivizes people to watch multiple different people on different things. But the video is a complete package of what Gunburn does. what the God roll is and why you should go and grab it. The solo gameplay is additive to it because I could literally just sit in the shooting hall. We could do that, but I feel it's cheap. I want to add something else extra for it. So we don't want to come off like that. Look at what the damage it is doing to this tank, the combat bow. I know I can say heavy weight on, I know. It's just to speed up the run, just so the video's not too long. We don't want it too long. See, because I can talk all day, I can make videos that are 45 minutes, but sometimes it's unnecessary to make a video at 45 minutes. When all that's needed. I mean, I think 5 minutes is too short because there's not enough context given. If you watch a video where there's not enough context given, you as a viewer learn less. Whereas a 20-minute video, a good 15 to 20-minute video with high context, oh, you're learning so much. If you watch that video in its entirety, oh, you're learning for days. You're getting better as a player. Well, if you take the advice, you will. You won't if you don't take all the advices and are ignorant. If you end up becoming ignorant, because there is some ignorant players out there, it's just how it is. It's just the nature of the world. But if you are completely open to change and open to the advices, you will see differences in your gameplay. Right? It'll be gradual. It all depends on what your skill level is. I get weak here, look. SMG goes in, devour. That's good. And I got the burst. But yeah, it'll be gradual, the changes on how you perform. But if you keep watching my long form content in its entirety, I can guarantee that you're going to see some changes in your gameplay. It will just take time. Depends on how old you are. Depends on your skill level. Depends on where you are in the game. Like you can have players who are very good, but if they're ignorant, they'll never get better than what they are right now. So ignorance is a big killer. Don't be ignorant in the game. Even myself, sometimes I can be humbled by something where somebody says, use this weapon. It's good. And I think, nah, it's not good. Like Chromatic Fire humbled me because for years I've memed on Chromatic Fire and said I hate Chromatic Fire. I hate it. I don't like it. Now I love it. Because you can build craft with it, right? And it's weapon build. So that's an example of me being humbled by an exotic. Chromatic Fire. Chromatic Fire is no joke now. You can do a lot of things with it. A lot of things. So that's giving you an example of we can all be humbled at times and get our decision making wrong on exotics and weapons. We can all be wrong. The main thing is just to not be ignorant. Honestly, that's the biggest thing you're gonna sacrifice a lot. Because if you've got too much pride, if you've got too much about yourself, and you're not willing to watch anyone else or listen to them, then you're not going to be able to amplify you're not going to be able to better where you are in the game. You'll just forever be the same. And I don't think that's good for anybody, really, in the end. Now, we're at final boss. 2 Corsairs, they've changed. It used to be Overlords in here. We get some nice damage with the kinetic tremors. That's what's so good about it, right? So it ticks the box as a good primary for damage. And it's giving you survivability as well. Right? It's giving you incredible amounts of survivability in actual fact. And you could use this weapon on any build. It doesn't have to be with Chromatic Fire. It's got it all built into it. We're just adding bells and whistles to it. That's what I'm doing with this run. So we Nova Bomb the boss. We have got the hat damage bonus. Right hand side ×5. So bear that in mind, yes, for the Nova. That Nova was chunking, that boss. Because of the hat buff, it's because of that. So we go in with a Transcendence because I've got it to use. Kinetic Tremors gives us lots of Transcendences, so I can spam Transcendence because of this weapon, which I've said, even in the old GMs, pre-Edge of Fate, Kinetic Tremors was always a massive one for getting massive amounts of Transcendence energies quick. Because kinetic weapons give light and dark, and the Kinetic Tremors amplifies all of that. Look at this. Shielded target pushes, he gets blinded instantly. I was anticipating that because I knew with the tech sec that would happen. So for shielded activities, this is like literally as good as it gets, I would say, with the tech sec. But the tech sec is a Lock. It's a key to a lock. But if there's no lock there, you don't need to use it. So in other words, if you're in activity and there's no shielded targets, TechSec is almost useless. You may as well just use smoke. Which smoke armor now is now the generic armor set that you should use. And you could go 2-piece smoke, 2-piece TechSec. But I went 4-piece for this because it's a video that I'm doing, right? I want to show you the SMG in its truest form by using 4-piece TechSec. So we send the boss there. Massive damage with the combat bow. I've got a Transcendence to use again. So we use that. Pick up another hat. Got Devour left hand side. Going with the SMG. Debuff in mid. Look at the blind again. Just having successful back-to-back blinds like that is just incredible. I get weak here, I think. No, it's not here. It's not quite there yet. 2 Corsairs at the back. They've backed all the way up. They don't want anything to do with me at all. If I add as an explosive hat, shoot it. Because the explosive, that's where we get weak. We make the wrong decision there with the nade. But yeah, if there's an add with an explosive hat, that will set off an explosion. If the hat's blue, that's the hat damage bonus that you get. That's what that is. Yeah, and shooting these pumpkins, you get more candy and such. Which is nice. I mean, but there's candy farms in the game, of course. Get a nice blind there and weakening on those Corsairs. Another turret goes down. So we are just controlling the battlefield, and many activities in the portal would be successful with this build. Look at that overshield with the candy. That's with the candy trait that I showed. But with that constant blind, I mean, like I say, and it's ticking the box for damage. Even if this was minus 40, it would still tick the box for damage. I know that. Because I've played minus 40 content. I've also played minus 50 content. So I know that it would tick the box for that, for minus 50 and minus 40. But in minus 50 content, you would be probably better with Force Moralizer. Overall. For minus 50. But for close quarter stuff, no. GUNBURN's going to be incredibly well for you. So that's the role to farm on it. That's the gameplay on it. That's all the details about GUNBURN. Go and farm it. You've got 3 weeks to farm GUNBURN to get the God roll. So that's long enough. That's more than long enough to be getting the roll that you want on this. Hope you enjoy. Thank you.